Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Rick observes Sonny and Cody are having problems. Trina surprises Kai at the hospital and turns to Anna for assistance. She helps him put on his sling, which he finds difficult. Since he might lose his scholarship if he is unable to play, she suggested that they come up with a new major and course of study so that he can continue his education. He claims that he can't handle this right now and that he can hardly make time for his physical therapy appointments. She inquires as to whether this indicates a more optimistic attitude as a result of the second opinion. He clarifies that they were unable to make any promises and that he was always aware of the dangers of playing football. Additionally, he isn't sure if he wants to return to school at this time. Kai is aware that although Trina believes she is assisting, she is not. Although he is grateful that she came, he needs some alone time. He doesn't have to do this by himself, even though she claims she'll let him handle it. Kai watches old recordings of himself playing on his phone after Trina departs. Trina calls and requests someone to meet her at GH since she needs their assistance after checking in on him from outside. Jordan isn't shocked to see Drew pounding the bag hard at Sonny's gym, and he questions whether he's attempting to alienate everyone who believed they knew him. Since Jordan worked on the stalled Esplanade project as well, Drew guesses she is furious about it. She comes to discuss the Esplanade, but Drew gripes about the Quartermain's treatment of him. It just relies on what Curtis does next, according to Drew. Brad, meantime, is preparing for Miami by enduring a torturous workout session. He thinks Lucas will adore his appearance as he flexes his muscles after his practice. In the Metro Court, Curtis is in a good mood when Portia meets him. She is aware that the Esplanade, a significant project for Aurora, is currently experiencing a delay. Curtis claims to be in charge of everything. He is trying to find partners on Capitol Hill to deal with Drew, who is delaying the project. Aurora's next course of action is to have beverages on the beach. He requests that they investigate a few islands for Aurora Resorts, the company's next subsidiary. She starts to feel the sand between her toes and gets thrilled. Jordan phones Curtis out of the blue and invites him to Sonny's gym. In an attempt to resolve the custody dispute, Rick and Ava get together for breakfast nearby and make plans to present Sonny and Diane with an offer. Ava expresses gratitude to him for his kindness and pro bono representation. "I'm not doing this for free," he tells her. Since he no longer harasses her for money, Ava simply believed he was. Rick believes that because they kissed, she believes that everything is now free. Ava vows the kiss will never be mentioned again, but they can talk about what might happen to them after she gets her baby back. When Curtis gets to the gym, he sees Drew working out and believes that's why Jordan invited him. Jordan mentions the Esplanade, and Curtis clarifies that Drew is putting it off until he regains his business and defrauds Michael. According to Drew, that is untrue. He is taking care of his constituents, but there have been problems since the environmental report was returned. He asserts that Curtis is responsible for fixing these issues. Aurora will be all right without the Esplanade, according to Curtis, but Drew will be betraying Jordan and the man who elected him to Congress. Drew observes that Curtis appears nervous. Perhaps they ought to resolve their differences in the ring. Jordan hoped that, like the grown-ups she believed them to be, they would resolve this. Drew is cautioned by Curtis that he is new to Congress, has alienated his friends and supporters, and has overreached himself, leaving himself vulnerable. Jordan follows Curtis as he storms out, and Drew looks worried. Diane expresses her sincere regret for Sam's ordeal to Christina at her office. Christina expresses gratitude to her for allowing her to discuss a significant matter with her father during their business meeting. When Sonny gets there, he informs Diane that he will soon be traveling to Los Angeles for work and that he is concerned that selling Charlie's to Christina for a low price could draw criticism. He claims that the sale is legitimate, and she promises to take care of any problems that may arise. Rick and Ava are the ones knocking on the door. Sonny's presence will make things simpler, so Rick is happy to see him. According to Rick, they have made a proposal for the custody arrangement. Rick claims he won't win this case because he can't give Avery a safe atmosphere because of the explosion at Sonny's apartment. Diane chuckles at Ava receiving sole custody and Sonny receiving visitation after Rick gives her the documents he has prepared. Rick says they'll go to court since she won't accept this. According to Rick, Christina will be called to testify and questioned about Sonny's abuse of Dex and the fall that resulted in the death of her pregnant child. Sonny is advised by Ava to accept the deal and spare his 2 daughters the grief. Sonny is obviously having a heart attack as he leans on the desk. Diane shows them out after Sonny promises to see them in court. Diane observes that they are obviously in need, and Sonny clarifies that Ava's money has run out. This is fantastic news, according to Christina, and they should wait it out. Diane disagrees, and Ava makes a stronger case than they do. She claims that Rick made good points, that the fire in his apartment was started on purpose, and that Ava benefits from Christina's testimony about Dex's abuse. Sonny claims that because Ava is unable to pay Rick, he is accepting her case in order to harm him. They cannot allow Ava to have Avery, Christina observes. Diane walks away from them to chat. Diane is correct, Sonny argues, and Rick will beat her up on the stand. Since she won't let Ava have her daughter after she lost hers, Christina says to allow him. Christina is asked by Sonny why she chose to see him today. He wonders if Dante is aware of Sam's murder after she informs him about it. The police are investigating her suspicion that he must. Sonny claims that everyone has a breaking point and that he will look after Dante. Ava laments about how it happened when she and Rick return to the Metro Court. Rick thinks he believes something is wrong with Sonny, but he might be mistaken. He speculates that Sonny may not want to finish this because he knows that excluding her will upset Avery. Ava gives him optimism and tells him that after he gets paid, they can see where their relationship can go. Lulu meets Laura at the coffee shop. Laura discovers she still has feelings for Dante as Lulu discusses Rocco and Dante. Although Dante is still mourning Sam, Lulu claims to adore him. She claims that at the time of the explosion, they were divorced. Lulu acknowledges that she broke up with Dustin and intended to inform Dante that she still loved him. They have been fighting a lot since then, and he is now mourning Sam. Even when she makes an effort to get along with Dante, he makes it impossible. Laura says she's pushing Dante away, which is why. Lulu worries that Dante will always think of her as the woman Sam sacrificed his life to save. Laura claims that if she doesn't discuss this with him, she would never understand his feelings. Laura claims that Dante is weeping and that he did love Sam. But Dante stood at Lulu's bedside and fought for her when they learned they might lose her. Dante has a place in his heart for Lulu, and Laura is aware that it is possible to love 2 people at once. Although Lulu is aware that it is illogical, she believes she is to blame for Sam's death, and perhaps Dante agrees. Laura claims that Sam's death was not her fault. The person who killed Sam is the only one who is. Lulu is aware, but she is powerless to stop the voice that accuses her of being at fault, and it grows louder each time she sees Dante. Once more, Laura advises her to find out Dante's feelings. Portia hears Brad ordering suntan lotion over the phone back at the hospital. Brad notices her attempt to slip away without being noticed and requests an additional vacation day to add to the Miami trip. She claims that although she has made numerous accommodations for him, she has limits, and people will notice that he is asking for too much too frequently. Is that a yes? Brad asks. After telling him to enjoy his day off, she leaves. Dante barges into Anna's office and demands to know why he isn't allowed to participate in the investigation into Sam's death. He is too close to this case, but she feels sympathetic for his loss. She claims that he lacks objectivity and that if he solves the case, it might be dismissed. She also questions whether he could enforce the law in this case and what he may do if he discovered the murderer. What does that mean? Do they have a suspect? Dante says. She claims that although they have a person of interest, they will no longer tell him. After she puts him on paid leave for a week, he must see the department psychologist when he returns. Dante responds, okay, and leaves abruptly. At order to discuss her past summer romance with Dante, Brooklyn locates Cody at the stables. That summer you got pregnant? Asks Cody. Since she sworn him to secrecy, he didn't tell Dante when she asked if he ever did. Although he recalls taking her to the bus stop, he didn't see her again until he began working here. Why is she bringing this up now? He asks. Dante's presence in the house has rekindled past emotions for Brooklyn and Chase, who are attempting to establish a family. Cody believes that Dante would have stepped up instead of other guys if she had told him earlier. Cody goes on a tirade, claiming that Sasha should be dealing with her pregnancy alone. After Cody leaves abruptly, Dante arrives in search of his friend to chat with. According to Brooklyn, he recently departed, and she can tell he's struggling. He discloses that Anna won't allow him to assist in identifying Sam's killer. He tells her how he met with Anna and how his actions demonstrated that Anna was correct to believe he couldn't handle this case. Dante doesn't know how to deal with the fact that he holds himself responsible for Sam's passing. Brooklyn informs him that she is available in case he needs anything. When she tries, he tells her she's a really decent buddy, and they embrace. Lulu enters abruptly. Cody needs to deliver a message to Robert, so he stops into Anna's workplace to get Mac. Cody thinks he can wait for Mac, who is not in, but Anna suggests he can call Robert. Cody claims that Jason is to blame for Sasha's problems after Anna presses. Cody believes he should speak with Robert personally, but Anna needs specifics. Cody blurts out that Sasha is pregnant and Jason is the father when Anna says he can talk to her. Jordan and Isaiah have cocktails on the upcoming General Hospital episode. Hopefully, we can test it one day, Jordan says. Laura tells Lucky and Liz that she has some news. I have a bad feeling about this, Gio says to Emma. To assist with Kai, Trina summons Curtis to the hospital. What is so urgent? He asks her. That is something I'm going to live with for the rest of my life, Alexis sobs to Sonny. The more you stonewall, the more it appears that you have something to hide, Maxie says to Sasha. Nothing could be further from the truth, Lulu informs Dante. Sonny turns down Ava's request for custody. Trina Robinson helped Kai Taylor with his back brace before pointing out that he could still keep his PCU scholarship because he was hurt on the field, according to the General Hospital recap for Friday, January 31st. Kai finally lost it because Trina wasn't supporting him, and he wasn't even sure he wanted to go to college. Kai pushed for time alone when he had calmed down. After Kai left, Trina was still worried about her, so she called for assistance. Brad Cooper worked hard at the boxing gym with a trainer because he wanted to appear good for Lucas Jones on the medical symposium trip to Miami. Later, at GH, Brad asked Portia if he might extend his stay in Miami by one more day. Though she finally gave in on the additional day, Portia cautioned Brad about pushing the boundaries of their agreement and making unreasonable demands. When Portia saw Curtis Ashford at the Metro Court, he gave her assurances on the project that Drew Quartermain had put on hold because he had a strategy to deal with him. Since he sought to find potential sites for some additional Aurora resorts, Curtis also provided updates on news about island getaways. Enjoying some sun and sand was something Portia wholeheartedly agreed with. Jordan Ashford, back at the boxing gym, was upset that Drew was delaying the Esplanade project they were working on together. Jordan called Curtis in the hopes that they could resolve the issue after Drew placed the blame on him. But before Drew proposed to settle matters in the ring, Curtis and Drew ended up arguing. Curtis stomped off with Jordan after implying that Drew was making enemies when he was fresh to Congress and making himself vulnerable. Rick Lansing clarified Ava Jerome's erroneous belief that he was again working pro gratis at the Metro Court once more. Even though they exchanged a pleasant kiss, Rick still charged Ava for his time. In the end, Ava wanted to put the lip lock behind her, at least until the custody dispute was settled. Ava did, however, keep the possibility of learning more about Rick's future open. Diane Miller assured Sonny Corinthos at her office that she would take care of any problems that arose with Charlie's pub now that he had sold it to Christina Corinthos Davis. When Rick arrived with Ava to make an offer that granted Ava sole custody, Christina was also present. Given that Sonny would only receive visitation every other weekend and would not have any significant holidays with Avery Corinthos, Diane chuckled. As he became upset, Sonny steadied himself on the desk and finally stated that he would see Ava in court. Christina claimed she would have no trouble testifying on her father's behalf, but Rick cautioned that she would have to discuss some difficult subjects, such as how she saw Sonny assault Dex Heller and cause her window to fall. Following Rick and Ava's departure, Diane cautioned about the difficulties of the case because the penthouse fire was purposefully started, which was documented in the public domain. Another issue would be Christina's witness report of Sonny attacking Dex. Sonny recognized Ava's financial difficulties and believed Rick was merely assisting her in retaliating against him. Christina, however, was determined that they could not allow Ava to obtain custody of Avery. Additionally, Christina discussed Sam McCall's deliberate overdose of digitalis with Sonny alone. Sonny promised to look for Dante Falconeri since he didn't want Christina to worry about him. He told Ava that he felt something was up with Sonny when he was back with Rick. Rick was left wondering why Sonny would be hesitating in this custody dispute. Laura Collins, meantime, met with Lulu Spencer and persuaded her to talk about her remorse over Sam's death and her enduring love for Dante. Dante was busy shouting at Anna Devane in her office when Laura encouraged Lulu to confide in him next. Despite acknowledging that there was a person of interest, Anna insisted on keeping Dante out of the Sam murder probe. Dante was placed on paid leave for a week by Anna, who stated that she wanted him to speak with the department psychologist upon his return. Before leaving, Dante grudgingly granted Anna's wishes. Cody Bell remembered that Brooklyn Quartermain became pregnant and left after a ride to the bus station when she brought up her summer camp romance with him at the Quartermain stables. But Cody promised Brooklyn that he never told Dante about the pregnancy since she had sworn him to secrecy. Brooklyn drew Dante into an embrace just as Lulu showed up and saw them after he later found her and leaned on her over the drama of the Sam investigation. Cody needed to deliver a message to Robert Scorpio regarding something, so he stormed into Anna's office across town in search of Max Scorpio. Cody said Sasha Gilmore Corbin was in difficulty and accused Jason Morgan after Anna offered to help instead. Cody eventually revealed that Sasha was pregnant and Jason was the father after Anna pressed for further information. According to General Hospital spoilers, Cody will keep messing things up, so stay tuned for more predictions on all the next explosions. Sonny rejects Ava's custody offer. The latest episode of General Hospital brought plenty of drama as Sonny Corinthos found himself in the middle of a heated custody battle with Ava Jerome. The ongoing battle over Avery Corinthos took center stage as Ava, backed by Rick Lansing, made an audacious offer that Sonny was quick to reject. Meanwhile, tensions escalated across Port Charles as various characters navigated their own personal crises and conflicts. Trina and Kai's emotional struggles. Trina Robinson continued to show her compassionate side as she assisted Kai Taylor with his back brace. Despite her efforts to encourage him about keeping his PCU scholarship, Kai lashed out, overwhelmed by his injury and uncertain about his future. Though Trina's words didn't initially help, she refused to give up on her friend. After leaving Kai alone, she made a call for help, showing her determination to support him in any way she could. Brad pushes himself for Lucas. At the boxing gym, Brad Cooper was seen pushing his limits with a trainer, determined to get in shape before his upcoming trip to the Miami Medical Symposium with Lucas Jones. Later, at GH, Brad attempted to negotiate an extra vacation day with Portia Robinson. Though she initially warned him not to overstep their arrangement, she ultimately granted his request. Curtis and Portia plan a getaway. Meanwhile, Portia met up with Curtis Ashford at the Metro Court, where he reassured her about handling Drew Quartermain's stalled project. Curtis also shared exciting news about scouting island locations for Aurora Resorts, leading to Portia eagerly embracing the idea of a relaxing trip with him. Tensions rise between Curtis and Drew. Back at the boxing gym, Jordan Ashford vented her frustrations over Drew stalling their Esplanade project. When Drew shifted the blame onto Curtis, Jordan decided to summon him so they could work things out. However, their conversation quickly turned into an argument, with Drew even suggesting that they settle things in the ring. Curtis, however, chose to leave with Jordan, warning Drew about the dangers of making enemies so early in his congressional career. Ava and Rick's offer sparks outrage. Elsewhere at the Metro Court, Ava Jerome found herself corrected by Rick Lansing when she assumed he was working pro bono. Although a recent kiss had created some tension between them, Rick made it clear that he expected to be compensated for his legal expertise. Ava later arrived at Diane Miller's office alongside Rick, where they presented Sonny with a shocking custody offer. Ava would receive sole custody of Avery, while Sonny would only get visitation every other weekend and no major holidays. The absurdity of the offer led Diane to laugh out loud, and Sonny, furious, vowed to take Ava to court. Christina Corinthos Davis, present during the meeting, immediately pledged to testify on her father's behalf. However, Rick warned that doing so would mean bringing up difficult topics, such as Sonny's attack on Dex Heller and Christina's own fall from the window. After Rick and Ava left, Diane cautioned Sonny about the legal obstacles ahead, including the fact that the penthouse fire was deemed intentional and was a matter of public record. While Sonny acknowledged Ava's financial struggles, he suspected Rick's involvement was more about revenge than anything else. Christina remained adamant that they couldn't allow Ava to win custody of Avery. Sonny worries about Dante. Later, Christina brought up another concern with Sonny, Sam McCall's intentional digitalis overdose. Though Christina was worried about Dante Falconeri, Sonny assured her that he would take care of his son. Rick's suspicions about Sonny. After their meeting, Rick voiced his suspicions to Ava, believing that something was off with Sonny. His gut instinct told him that Sonny might be wavering on the custody battle for reasons yet to be uncovered. Laura encourages Lulu to talk to Dante. Elsewhere, Laura Collins met up with Lulu Spencer, urging her to talk to Dante about her lingering feelings for him and the guilt she felt over Sam's death. Lulu hesitated, torn over how to move forward. Dante faces more trouble. Meanwhile, Dante was busy lashing out at Anna Devane in her office over being locked out of Sam's murder investigation. Although Anna admitted there was a person of interest, she put Dante on a week of paid leave, insisting that he see the department psychologist before returning to work. Though reluctant, Dante agreed and left. Brooklyn's secret and Cody's bombshell. At the Quartermaine stables, Brooklyn Quartermaine reminisced about a summer camp fling with Cody Bell. Cody recalled how she had gotten pregnant and disappeared after a ride to the bus station. However, he reassured Brooklyn that he had kept her secret, never revealing the pregnancy to Dante. Later, Dante found Brooklyn and confided in her about the ongoing Sam investigation, leading to an emotional embrace, just as Lulu walked in and witnessed the moment. Cody exposes Jason's secret. Across town, Cody stormed into Anna's office looking for Max Scorpio, hoping to send a message to Robert Scorpio. Anna offered to help instead, prompting Cody to reveal that Sasha Gilmore Corbin was in trouble and that Jason Morgan was to blame. When Anna pushed for details, Cody dropped a bombshell: Sasha was pregnant, and Jason was the father. What's next? With Sonny and Ava headed for a courtroom showdown, Lulu struggling with her emotions, and Cody stirring up more chaos, General Hospital continues to deliver unexpected twists. Stay tuned for more updates as the drama unfolds. Sonny rejects Ava's custody offer. The battle for custody of Avery Corinthos had been brewing for months, and now, with Ava Jerome making her boldest move yet, Sonny Corinthos found himself at a crossroads. Despite Ava's legal maneuvering, Sonny was adamant he would not relinquish custody of his daughter without a fight. Ava's strategic move. Ava had arrived at Diane Miller's office with Rick Lansing by her side, her expression cool and composed. She was armed with a custody agreement, one that offered Sonny only limited visitation rights every other weekend and no major holidays. Ava believed she was making a fair offer, but she knew full well Sonny would see it as an insult. Sonny, seated across from her, barely contained his fury. His knuckles turned white as he gripped the armrest of his chair. Diane, always the composed professional, read through the paperwork and let out a dry laugh. Ava, you can't possibly think Sonny would agree to this, Diane said, shaking her head. This isn't an offer, it's an ultimatum. Ava lifted her chin. It's what's best for Avery. She needs stability, and with Sonny's lifestyle. Sonny cut her off, his voice a dangerous growl. Don't you dare talk to me about stability, Ava. You're the one who put Avery in danger more times than I can count. Christina, who had come to support her father, stood up. I'll testify for Dad. Ava, you know he's the better parent. Rick, ever the tactician, leaned forward. Careful, Christina. If you testify, you'll have to answer uncomfortable questions, like your father's history of violence, his attack on Dex Heller, and that little incident with you falling out of a window. Christina stiffened, but Sonny placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. I'm not letting Ava take my daughter from me. I'll see you in court. Diane's warning. After Ava and Rick left, Diane turned to Sonny with a serious expression. This won't be easy. The penthouse fire, your attack on Dex, and Ava's claim that you're a danger to Avery, it's all going to come up. Ava's strapped for cash, Sonny muttered. Rick is using her just to get back at me. Diane sighed. Be that as it may, we need a strong case to counter this. I'll start working on it. Christina touched Sonny's arm. Dad, we can't let her win. Sonny gave her a reassuring nod. We won't. Ava and Rick's next move. Back at the Metro Court, Rick poured Ava a drink. Sonny's rattled. We keep pushing, and we'll break him. Ava took a sip, her eyes gleaming. Let's make sure we do. A looming war. With both sides digging in, the custody battle for Avery was only beginning. But in Port Charles, nothing was ever simple, and secrets had a way of coming to light at the worst possible moments. Sonny and Ava's war was about to escalate, with consequences no one could predict. Rick's suspicion grows. Rick Lansing had spent years navigating the intricate and often dangerous world of Port Charles, but something about Sonny Corinthos had been off lately. At first, Rick chalked it up to stress. Sonny had been dealing with a lot lately, between his business operations, family issues, and the ever-present threat of betrayal. But as Rick observed his half-brother more closely, he noticed peculiar behavior that didn't align with the Sonny he knew. Sonny seemed more distracted than usual, his hands trembling subtly when he thought no one was looking. His once razor-sharp instincts appeared dulled, leading to minor mistakes that, in their line of work, could mean the difference between life and death. Rick couldn't ignore it. He had spent too much time studying people, and Sonny's unusual actions signaled a deeper problem. Determined to get to the bottom of it, Rick decided to keep an even closer eye on Sonny, watching for any further signs that something was seriously wrong. Cody Bell was in trouble, big trouble. The kind that made even the toughest guys lose sleep at night. It wasn't just about debts or bad decisions catching up with him this time. No, this was different. He had stumbled upon information that put him in a precarious position, and he needed help. But not just any help. He needed someone he could trust, someone with the right skills and experience to navigate the dangerous waters ahead. That's when one name came to mind, Anna Devane. Anna was no stranger to danger. As a former WSB agent, she had taken down criminals and survived situations that would have broken lesser individuals. If anyone could help Cody, it was her. But first, he had to convince her that getting involved in his mess was worth her time. Rick didn't like playing the concerned brother, but he wasn't about to let whatever was happening to Sonny spiral further out of control. So, after another tense meeting where Sonny seemed to struggle to keep his composure, Rick made his move. Sonny, we need to talk, Rick said, his tone firm. Sonny, ever the master of deflection, forced a smirk. Talk about what? You suddenly miss family bonding time? Rick crossed his arms. Cut the crap. Something's wrong, and you know it. You're slipping, Sonny. Your reactions aren't as sharp, and you've been zoning out at critical moments. That's not like you. Sonny sighed, running a hand through his hair. I don't know what you're talking about. Rick narrowed his eyes. You do. And if you don't fix it, someone else is going to notice. Someone who won't be looking out for your best interests. The warning hung in the air, but Sonny remained silent, refusing to acknowledge whatever was plaguing him. Cody tracked Anna down at her usual spot, a quiet cafe where she often met with contacts. He slid into the seat across from her, his expression serious. Cody, Anna greeted, raising an eyebrow. To what do I owe the pleasure? He hesitated for a moment before leaning in. I need your help. And before you say no, just hear me out. Anna set her coffee cup down and gave him her full attention. All right. I'm listening. Cody took a deep breath. I stumbled onto something big. But I don't know who I can trust. And if I make the wrong move, I'm a dead man. Anna's eyes darkened. Go on. Cody glanced around before lowering his voice. It's about a shipment coming into the docks. Someone high up is involved, and I think it's tied to something way bigger than we thought. Anna nodded. All right, but if I help you, I need to know everything. No half-truths, no lies. Do we have a deal? Cody swallowed hard and nodded. Yeah. We have a deal. Rick wasn't the only one who had noticed Sonny's erratic behavior. Jason Morgan had been keeping a close watch, too. Eventually, Jason cornered Sonny and demanded answers. With nowhere left to hide, Sonny finally admitted the truth. He had been experiencing episodes of confusion and memory loss. It wasn't just stress, something was happening to him on a deeper level. He had tried to ignore it, but now, with Rick and Jason both pressing him, he had to face reality. Jason's jaw tightened. You need to see a doctor. Sonny shook his head. No hospitals. No doctors. We handle this internally. Rick, though frustrated, understood Sonny's hesitation. But he also knew that if Sonny didn't get help soon, he might not be able to lead for much longer. Meanwhile, Anna and Cody began following leads, uncovering a network of corruption that stretched farther than either of them had anticipated. The deeper they dug, the more dangerous it became. Anna warned Cody. If we keep going down this path, there's no turning back. Are you sure you're ready for that? Cody nodded. I don't have a choice. With that, they prepared to take the next step, unaware that they were walking straight into the lion's den.